Hey again, YouTube, Nut Job with Machete, back with another review for you. This time, a folder. Nice little simple folder. This one. Let's come close. What I did was I ordered a couple of relatively similar knives off of GearBest, and this is the first one I'm going to show you. It is the Enlan EW054-1 with OD green scales. And I have to say, first impressions when I first got it, I had two side by side, right? One's made of D2 tool steel, and this one is, if I remember correctly, 8CR13 MOV. And I had them both in my hands, and they're both at right around the same point, price-wise. So I was flipping with them and, having fun and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I realized of the two, this one actually feels a bit more robust. Which is kind of saying something because the other one's awesome too. Now, what is the Enlan? Well, it is a liner lock with G10 checked handle scales. Like I said, 8CR13 MOV blade with a nice pronounced sweep to it. And actually, what they've done is chamfered the spine a little bit to decrease the weight a little bit, which is kind of nice because it's a heavier blade. There's jimping along the handles, none along the spine, but that's fine because the natural thumb position is on the jimping on the handles. They give you thumb studs and a flipper to open it. And on top of that, of course, you get the pocket clip, so it is right side tip up carry. Now, I don't usually use the thumb studs when I've got a flipper, but they work. The flipper works just fine. Now what I've actually noticed on the inside is there's a set of washers, two different washers in here. On one side it's nylon and the other side is brass. The reason I bring that up is it's kind of important. When you first get this, you might want to drop a couple of drops of oil in there so that you can get it to deploy easy. The disparate metals, the nylon on one side and the brass on the other, I find that sometimes they will not necessarily allowed for a nice open glide, so yeah. And if you do need to adjust your tension, your tightness, one bolt on this side and the other side acts like a nut. Like a nut. I know, my eyes there were a little bit scary. So how is it? Well, it's actually really nice. It fits really well in the hand, and the blade is a good size. It's just shy of 4 inches long, and the cutting surface is just shy of 3.5. At least on this model. I think it's 3.4 something or other inches. It didn't come insanely sharp. Like, you know how I like my knives. It didn't come insanely sharp, but it came decently sharp. And you can touch it up a little bit. And it's actually not bad. What I found was when I first got it, the angle on the blade was just a little bit too steep. So what I did was like more of a shallower angle, so it slashes a little bit better, cuts paper a little bit better, but it's still fairly sharp. Now, what about the rest of it? Well, the checkered handles are actually pretty comfortable in the hand. I haven't taken this out for like field work or anything like that because it just doesn't seem to scream that to me. It's not like it's a field work knife. It's tough enough that I was able to open a couple of little wood boxes that I got that had Christmas presents for Arthur in it. So I just stuck it in and gave it a twist. And there's no damage to the tip or to the edge or anything like that. And granted, they weren't held together with screws or anything like that, just a couple of pin nails, but the fact that I was able to do that with a like $12 when I purchased it knife is fairly impressive. Now, you can see here there's actually almost like a jimping on the front portion and a little bit back here as well. And I actually found that that gives really comfortable grip, really comfortable purchase, especially given that what they've done for the liner lock gives you a really natural place to put your finger. The liner lock also locks it up really well. There's no blade play left or right, up or down. And when you remove the liner lock, it closes up just fine. Deploys nice and smooth, like I said. Not a bad idea to put a drop or two of oil when you first get it if you notice that it's not deploying cleanly. Other than that, there's not a lot of bells and whistles to it, which is kind of nice sometimes. I don't necessarily need a knife with like a flashlight or a glass breaker or whatever. Some of my knives have that, not the flashlight but the glass breaker, and some like this don't really need it, especially when it's a $10 knife. The pocket clip is nice and strong, fits most of my pants just fine. You know, clips into the pocket, it's not going to fall out, but you can still get it out and deploy it if you need it. Beyond that, there's not really a hell of a lot else. I mean, I showed you how sharp it was. The tip is actually quite nice and pointy too. Like I said, prying with it, it's still fairly sharp. But yeah, just a simple, almost elegant design out of decent steel from a company that actually does fairly decent knives, I've noticed. And yeah, there's not really a hell of a lot else I can add to it. It's a good knife, good price point, and if you guys were interested, you can get it with a few different handle scales. So yeah, might as well. Can't dance, too wet to plow. Anyways, that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching this video. As always, if you like videos like this, feel free to click like, feel free to subscribe for more videos like this in the future, and feel free to share this video as much as you want, especially because, well, the holiday season's coming up. Maybe you want to get this, or maybe you want to get it for someone, so it's not a bad idea. Again, this is the Enlan EW054-1. And until next time, guys, I'm Nutjob with a machete. Stay sharp.